Welcome back to another episode of Player Pass, a video series where I play new gacha games and let you know whether you should play or pass on them. Today, we're taking a look at a brand new gacha game that just released several hours ago, the 7 Deadly Sins Origin. We've been literally waiting years for this game. Now, I know you looked at the Steam page, and this is actually improved. When I looked at this last about an hour and a half ago, it was at like 23%, 28% positive, and at present, it's sitting at mixed reviews at 43%. I do anticipate this increasing over the course of the next 24 to 48 hours, but let me state right at the beginning here, I understand the frustration that led to so many negative reviews and the bombardment of Steam with the kinds of comments that were left, the optimization issues, I've encountered them myself, the launch day bugs, I've encountered them myself. It makes sense, but this is launch day. This is the day the game launched. Lots of gacha games have released that have also had launch day issues. Arknights Enfield, Wuthering Waves. What matters here is how they fix them, how they actually approach addressing them and then remedying them. Now let's go ahead here and jump into what the 7 Deadly Sins Origin actually is, what my thoughts are on it. Immediately you'll see Mrs. Stix is right here. Hawksry, that's my wife. She and I have been playing for several hours together nonstop. And I want to start with this because this is probably the most important part of the game to me and to her. It's what sets the game apart from its competition. Wuthering Waves, Genshin Impact, all these gacha games have a form of co-op present, but the co-op itself is limited to you coexist in a world together and you fight some monsters, maybe run some instances, and that's it. In the 7 Deadly Sins Origin, the entire thing is fully cooperative. You can go out into the world, fight monsters together, you can fight bosses together, you can run dungeons together, you can, there are actual boss challenges in real genuine dungeons in this game. You can go out and loot treasure chests together, so it's not just the host of the world can loot a treasure chest, both of you can loot treasure chests together, separately, independently of one another, while coexisting in the same world. You can also push through and progress the story together. In other gacha games, you can't continue the story. There's no form of progression with the story, but in this game there is. So you have to be on the same point in the story, and as long as you are at the same point and you are progressing on in game together at the same time, both stories will move fluidly together, meaning that, I mean, as an example here, Mrs. Stix and I cleared chapter 1 and we cleared chapter 2 at the same time. Every quest could be done together cooperatively, all the side quests, everything, and that's freaking awesome. That actually genuinely makes this the best open world action co-op gacha game out there. Like, compared to Wuthering Waves, yeah, it doesn't look as good or it doesn't play as good, but this offers something that is such a stark contrast to what the current gacha games are, that honestly, if you're looking to play a game with a girlfriend, boyfriend, kid, friend, this right here is the game to actually do it in. The world itself is beautiful. Like, graphically, sure, the characters might be, leaving a little bit to be desired, but they are very accurate to the actual anime itself. And, sure, some of the characters look like NPCs, but in the grand scheme of things, the characters look pretty decent. But the world is beautiful. There was an incredibly large world map. In 5 hours, we've explored some of this. We've explored a little bit of this. There's everything around here, all around there. And then that, literally, that's just 1.0. The towns are beautiful. I mean, this does, and I know you're going to immediately say it, does resemble Mondstadt in Genshin Impact a lot. While into town, though, you'll see other players, actual, genuine other players. There's this hub aspect to the game, like an MMO, almost MMO aspect to the game, which is really, really cool. Not only is there full cooperative content in the game that allows for you to sync with other players and friends, but there's also an actual full, MMO style of game as well, where you'll see dozens of hundreds of other players running around the city, engaging in content, talking, just this is just unbelievably cool and unbelievably enjoyable, and is just something that you don't really encounter in gacha games. It takes the best parts of the co-op from Blue Protocol, Star Resonance, and Tower of Fantasy, and then integrates them into some the better parts of Genshin Impact and Wuthering Waves, and makes something that's just unique, different, a little bit innovative. Another thing I like is that there's an actual mount system in game. Well, I ran into the cave here. I thought I could use a mount in the game, but there's a mount system in game, a functional mount system. Not just mounts, not just ground mounts, but there are, well, actually, hold on, let me stop writing my pet here, because apparently that affects my ability to showcase pets. There are the glider. So there are multiple different gliders. There are your, little friend that you summon your pet. Then there are the riding mounts. These do have varying stats. So as example here, Hawk has 900 speed and the baby Banacro has 1067 speed. There is the flying mount as well that I don't have access to right now, but you can actually acquire them. I think adding mounts to the game just makes for a lot easier exploration, navigation, and it's fun collecting them. Now the actual gameplay, and I'm actually in Mrs. Stix's world right now, but it features countering, it features a full dodge system, and the combat is actually decent. Like, aesthetically, the fluidity of the movement can be a little bit clunky at times, but the actual special effects look good. They really do. Not just that, but every character can actually equip 3 different weapons, which I'll showcase in just a minute here, but every character, due to by extension of being able to equip 3 different weapons, always has multiple different styles of gameplay that you can utilize, right? You can have, like, I don't remember her name, the pink hair girl here. She's a mage, but she can also be a healer. You can use great swords, dual swords. There's a lot of variety and a lot of depth to how you pursue and approach different encounters. And especially here, with regards to the multiplayer, because there are a lot of boss battles you can do, you can actually fill different roles for different characters, increasing your overall utility. Now, I just showed you a boss battle out in the world. This is a very basic one. They get quite complicated and very fun, but this utilizes these keys that you acquire just by playing. It's essentially a form of stamina. These are utilized the same way you'd utilize them in Genshin Impact or in Wuthering Waves. The weapon system, though, in hero info, you'll see that each character has 1 of 3 weapons equipped. They are limited to the kinds of weapons they can equip. So, as an example here, Mini Meliodas uses dual swords for weapon 1, great swords for weapon 2, and then like claymores for weapon number 3. And then we have Mini Elizabeth here that uses a tome or grimoire for weapon 1, a wand for weapon 2, and then a stave for weapon 3. You can actually you can craft the weapons in game, so there's no weapon gacha. There was in the beta, I believe, but there's not in the full release of the game, which is fantastic. It really is. It makes acquiring weapons very, well, not nearly as pay to win, and they're not nearly as expensive. You can upgrade them, you can enchant them, you can limit break them. Yo, I don't mean to interrupt the video, but I need to take a moment here to thank all my incredible patrons over on Patreon whose support continues to allow for me to do regular videos like this every single day on this channel. Thank y'all so much, including our YouTube channel members. You guys mean the world to me. So do you guys as viewers as well. Now, without further ado, let's continue. One thing I do not like about this, though, there's also armor, and armor functions the same way it does in every gacha game. But one thing I do not like is the mastery system, and that is that, or not the mastery system, sorry, the potential system, and that's because there's room for a lot of dupes. And this is going to require a lot to actually max out. Now, you get dupes through the gacha, but you can also apparently earn some of them in-game. But even so, the amount of grinding necessary to fully max out a character, the amount of grinding to fully craft weapons as well, the SSR weapons, because you're going to need to craft 3 SSR weapons to fully make use of it. If you see on the bottom here, weapons not in use provide 30% of their attack, which means that the stronger the weapon, the stronger the overall boost to the main weapon you have equipped. So you're going to have to do an egregious amount of grinding, and that could be quite arduous and quite tedious. There's a mastery system which allows for you to basically upgrade your stats. It also allows for you to effectively unlock your additional weapon slots. Then there are skins for every character that actually, I don't know, I think they kind of look shit. A lot of these skins actually look pretty bad. I like that one, and then that was probably like the only skin out of all the characters that I've seen so far. I guess I like that one to some extent, but they're really not that great. Some of the outfits also, I believe, provide statistical bonuses, so that's also a little bit pay to win, or a little bit play to win rather. There are events in game, and we got a good laugh out of this on stream. You get 7 pulls for logging in for 7 days. And I get it, 7 deadly sins, so 7 pulls. Like, haha, look at that, look at the pun we made. But instead of giving us 2 pulls for like day 3, 2 pulls for day 5, and 2 pulls for day 7, which would have resulted in a 10 pull, they give us 7, which is just really stupid. Now, if you go to the boost up, you do get a free SSR character, Guila, for day 1, and you get a free standard 10 pull on day 3, and you do get 3 more limited pulls on day 7 to make up 10. But what they could have done here is just given us something else, another 10 pull here, and then given us the additional 3 pulls here as part of this, the login event. And let me tell you, the acquisition of pulls in this game is worse than Arknight's Enfield. So if you thought it was a barren wasteland in terms of pulls, yeah, we've gone through half the fucking game already and gotten barely anything. It's obscenely difficult to pull for characters in this game. Now, the gacha itself isn't bad. It has the same 50-50 as Wuthering Waves, so you get to 50-50 at 80 pulls, and then you have the 50-50 again at 160 pulls, but that is the 100% guarantee. Now, you have much like in Arknight's Enfield, a guarantee at 120, which means that you hit your 50-50 at 80, at 120 you get a guarantee, and then at 160 you get your actual guarantee from winning your 50-50. So you could potentially get, 2 or 3 characters within 160 pulls, which is actually very, very good. But it takes fucking forever to get a single goddamn 10 pull because it costs 3,000 premium currency to actually do a 10 pull. The rates for the limited banner character are at 0.4%, which I do not think is very high and I do not like. There is apparently the gacha skin here. There is the standard banner, which is very much the same as the limited banner, and that's a gacha. Honestly, it has the potential to be a pretty decent gacha, but with how little you get, it's just not at all worthwhile. It's actually not good at all. Oh, I guess for completing a challenge mission, I just got a 10 pull, so that's kind of cool. You can deploy up to 4 characters at any given time. What's interesting here to me is that you can actually use all 4 of your characters in co-op, which means Mrs. Stix has access to her 4 characters. I have access to my 4 characters. That sounds awesome. It really does. Then there is the combined attack. Here you can perform a combined attack regardless of the order of heroes if there are enough magic points to use both heroes' ultimate moves, which is a great addition to the combat. I haven't really utilized it myself. There is the boss challenge. This was fun. This is actually kind of cool. This is where co-op excels because you can actually go into and then engage all these different bosses that provide gear, upgrade materials, and everything. I believe, yeah, Mrs. Stix and I did easy. We have not done normal yet. We're probably going to do it on stream later today. We have not done this guy on easy yet. There seem to be 5 total bosses available in the version 1 of the game. There are dungeons available as well, which are also very cool. There's so many different things here that are just present that aren't present in other gacha games that make the game more fun. There's a shop, the weapon selection bundle. Instead of giving us a free SSR weapon at launch, they charge you $1 for it. And I get it, Arknight's Enfield does it too, but I think the game would have been better received if they were just here's a free SSR weapon. Day 1, that would have been great. There is the Hawk Pass that's apparently coming soon. They don't show it here for some reason. You get the Leona supply cart, which immediately gives you 59 loyalty upon purchase. Now, I don't know. Some people are fine with loyalty in gacha games. I don't like it. I don't like being provided with loyalty as an option because then it encourages more spending to build up that loyalty. There are the growth missions that you can actually purchase using the star memories. And these are actually, the rewards you get are pretty decent, but you have to spend to actually claim them, which is kind of unfortunate. Just another means with which to spend money. There's the exchange shop, which allows free to buy poles, dupes, upgrade materials, fragments, which honestly that's pretty standard for gacha games. There's the Book of Stars. This is essentially your account level. You continue to get more rewards as your account level continues to raise to get higher. There's the knighthood feature, which is I guess a guild. We have not joined one yet, but I guess we'll probably make one maybe we'll make one on stream and see how it functions later today. And that's the game. That's honestly the 7 Deadly Sins Origin. I'd say if I were to rate this game out of 10, I would give it a 5 out of 10. I think the combat can be fun, but it's a little clunky. I think the game world, the textures, well, they leave a little to be desired. And by that, I mean they're not very good. I think aesthetically, like the world is very beautiful. It's very vibrant. I think that it takes some of what other gacha games do well and implements it effectively into their game. And then it does what other games don't do well and implements it into the game too. Like they didn't learn from some of the mistakes of their predecessors. But overall, like if you're a fan of the 7 Deadly Sins intellectual property, you're probably gonna like this. In terms of an anime adaptation, this is pretty damn good. Like I love the 7 Deadly Sins anime, or at least multiple seasons of it, and I've been having a lot of fun. The cutscenes are great. The fluidity of movement in the cutscenes are great. Some of the animations are very jarring and very wonky. There's a lot wrong with it. And they have plenty of room, I think, here to improve. But we need to give them time to do that. It's like when people criticize Arknight Zenfield at launch, when people criticize Wuthering Waves at launch, Chaos Zero Nightmare at launch, just give them time. You know, if the game isn't for you right now, that's fine. You know, don't play it. Play something else. Come back in the future if the game continues to do well. Or maybe the game will suck and end up flopping and going end of service in 6 months. Nobody really knows. But at the end of the day, this is a somewhat enjoyable, kind of chill co-op game to play. I would probably not play this by myself. I don't think as a single player game it holds up to Arknight Zenfield or Wuthering Waves. But I think as a co-op game, it far exceeds them. As a co-op game, this is something Mrs. Stix and I streamed for 5 hours, just having fun. And it's something that we will continue to stream for the next several days as we push through the entire game together, having fun cooperatively. And that is what makes this game good to me. That's what makes this game stand out to me. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you're not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.